sun. Everybody, everything, all the things around us need this. This is the sun card. And so you know it's associated to the Leo. Where the sun card, this is an especially awesome card, Leo energies, for bringing in bright, light, happiness, joyfulness, youthfulness, playfulness. What's that saying? Everybody needs a Leo in their life. I don't care what you say. You will, because everybody needs the sun. Okay, incidentally, I'm a Leo. Ha ha, if you didn't know. All right, so then we have Mercury. The Magician is the Mercury card. Now, the Mercury energy is in the Magician card. This is Mercury, and Mercury is associated to Virgo and Gemini, okay? And that energy gives us, we can see here, sort of like sharing and selling yourselves and speaking up and being magical and creating what it is you want. You know, this magician knows how to wield that wand and create what they want. That's the energy of those that are Mercury born. So Virgos and Geminis have the vibration of creating magical things that they think and want. Of Venus born, and this is Taurus and Libra energy, and that's the Empress. And the Empress, as we know it to be, is loving and motherly, Mother Nature, laws of the land, the way things work, the truths. This is a beautiful card for the Venus born, like I said, with Libra and Taurus, and that's the type of energy they are. They're often very good mothers. They're often good with nature, in nature, around nature. They love nature. Most of these people love nature, Venus born. All right, we have Mars. Mars is the Tower. This Mars energy is associated to Aries. And we know this about Aries being the emperor. Then we attach this energy, we can see a very strong and focused and ruthless in some ways type of leadership. Reverse, you know, this card is really heavy. When you see this card, so I'm going to put it to you this way. Aries will tell you exactly what they think. And they'll move you out of the way to get to what they want. This energy is in there. And Mars-born people are action-oriented. They get things done. They move mountains. They're not afraid. They're usually very, you know, go get it. So then we have Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune card is associated to Jupiter. And Jupiter is associated to the Sagittarian. So what we see here, if you look carefully at that card, you'll see alchemy, symbols, and letters, and books. Did you see that? The people with the books, animals with the books. It's about knowing, knowledge, learning, pulling things in. Jupiter's about expansion and creating all these pockets of wisdom and learning as much as you possibly can. So it's, you know, bad, good, all of it in different, look at, we have that dark vibration down here. Now the cyclic energy of light and dark, all of that is in there. All right. Logistics and alchemical processes. So the Sagittarian or the Jupiter born or the Jupiter influenced people would have this type of wisdom, this type of ability to be professors, for instance, you know, really good. And also they could take chances, you know, be a person who takes a lot of journeys and risks and things like that. Yeah. So they're not just traveling to the universe and meeting all of these different countries and cultures, but they can do it in books and in their mind as well. Okay. Addicted to learning, that's it. Forever a student. The World card. This is Saturn energy. The World card also, just to point out, they have the 4 energies of fixed signs in there, which is very, very similar to what's going on here. Only these ones are winged and have books. This is just their heads, okay? So what that represents here is the fixed signs are very important. So in your world, in your life, everyone needs a fixed sign somewhere in their life, because not that the fixed sign doesn't move, they do. They have a spectrum though, and they only move so far in that spectrum, which keeps everything in alignment. So it's really important for you to have that type of energy around you. So with that energy and your energy, you wield together sort of the baton. See the batons in her hand? That's kind of like, you know, taking everything you're learning, taking everything you are, whatever you're feeling, whatever you're learning, your influences around you, creating the you. So with the Saturn energy, we see, you know, boxes almost, and carving out the images of what we wish to be as a person, as a being in our lives. So Saturn energy is about rules and policies. It has similar energy to the Hierophant. It isn't quite the Hierophant, because the Hierophant also has the energies of religion. And so what is this? So Saturn is more about, you know, policies at work and universal truths, you know, things that are going to happen when rain comes down, gravity, all of these things are Saturn energies. They're not influenced by gravity comes down unless it's in the moon space energy, right? Where there is no gravity. Saturn is about rules, expectations, job descriptions, that type of a thing, right? So anybody who has Saturn energy, and Saturn is associated to the Capricorn, okay? So the Capricorn is about that. They like rules, they like things in boxes, they like organization. They're usually the most ambitious when they're getting out there because they have a lot of knowledge. That's what this is about. A lot of knowledge, a lot of wisdom, and a lot of ambition to create things, right? And so that is the Saturn energy. But if you think of Saturn and the 7 rings around it, what we have really is, you know, this consistent. So once somebody picks up a way, it's consistent. They build on it, but that's their personality for the rest of their life. It's kind of like the same. If you like animals when you're born, you're always going to like them. But when you get older, you might be an advocate for them. At first, you just love them and, you know, walk the dog, and then you bought the dog, and then you bred the dog, and then you fought for the dog. You know, this type of a thing. Maybe you're training the dog. So it's a building of energy. As we get to the World card, the Saturn energy is about taking all that we are and creating a new self. So when we see, it's about always doing better and looking at self in order to do better always, you know. And they're probably, and now I'll leave it at that. No, I won't. It's actually possibly the Capricorn and the Scorpio are the 2 best lovers in the Zodiac sign. Okay, just in case you didn't know. There you go. They can be disciplined, absolutely. If you're talking about the Capricorn, 100% discipline, that's a good word. Thank you. Any Saturn energy would be a disciplining energy. Thank you, that's a perfect word. Uranus, here we go. Okay, so this card here is associated to the Aquarian, the Fool card, but it's the Uranus card. Okay, it's about Uranus, and Uranus is the energy or planets that is associated to Aquarian. And what we have here is this innocent energy, and enthusiasm and confidence and playfulness and loyalties and wishful thinking and all of these, you know, wonderful spirit of the Fool energy. This is not a foolish card so much as it is a seeking more, because we know that everything is even more than we know. Because this card, Uranus, knows that we don't know what we don't know. So they're always seeking and learning, right? And looking into things and tinkering and that type of thing. And then sometimes they make big decisions and take a leap of faith when many others wouldn't have done it. And it's not so much because of courage, but maybe it's more because of just confidence and faith. Not courage at all, faith. And that's the Fool, having faith. But in reverse, this energy, Uranus energy, can be spinning out of control, doing the wrong thing, taking things, you know, we get retrograde Uranus, oh my God. People just aren't themselves. They're out of their minds. It's like Walking Dead energy, because they're out there, but not in a good way. Nobody's really connecting, you know what I mean? So, and we've seen a lot of that, haven't we? All right, so this card here is Neptune. Neptune is associated to our Piscean. So what we see here in this energy is a Pisces sits back, watches, and waits for a sign above. This energy is very closely related to the Jesus Christ on the cross, or Jesus of Nazareth, as we should really know him as. This here is about standing in such a way where we await for the image or the knowledge or the knowing to come to us. So wait for a sign, wait for a message, wait for a dream. This is a sleep on a card. This is go deeper. This is not take everything for face value, but instead look at it from every side and corner and to know it as much as you possibly can, to pay attention to all the clues around you, to sacrifice yourself in this moment of taking in knowledge, of sitting it out, because we are reflecting. This is a reflective energy. This is going within ourselves and around ourselves to know ourselves. And this is all about working with spirit, but in a very different way than, let's say, the Hierophant or with the other angelic cards. So the Neptune energy is associated to Pisces, and as we know the Pisces to be a mystic and a spiritualist, this type of energy, we understand that now. So we see sacrificial energy here, and in reverse, it's like blinded by the light. You know, in reverse, we see them blinded by the light. Some sort of shiny thing came in, and they ended up sacrificing the wrong thing. Survival skills. You know, this is often we can see. I've seen this card show up when mothers have run away from their children, for instance. Okay. No. Okay. So the next card is Judgment, and here's the Pluto energy. And this is Scorpio energy, Adele. This is all about, you know, where's the Scorpio's head? The Plutarian energy is about knowing things. Is about learning from hardship, is about learning from difficult times, about seeing the dark or the hidden factors in situations. It's about uncovering and revealing information here, and in other words, at that point, able to make a full choice or judgment. Often it's attached to experiences, and you've learned from those experiences, and you must, you know, take that information and get out of the darkness and start again, starting over. So at this point, you're using discernment, and we see the Scorpio to be very smart, lots of wisdom. Pluto is all about taking that next step, taking that next step from sort of like coming out of the darkness into the light and being willing to take on something. You know, Plutarian energy is all about giving in, but having humility. It's already happened. The difficult time has already happened, and now you have the help of another angelic force to pull you out into the next level of your life. So that's the Plutonian energy. Okay, and then of course the final card, and the most beautiful and precious card to me, is the Moon. This is the Moon, the High Priestess. It's representing the moon energies. And I associate quite a lot to this card and the work that I do as a High Priestess. You know, she carries the old ways, the old teachings, the ancient studies of the mystical ways. She also carries the laws of certain cultures, and she brings it all together in, you know, traditions that are beautiful and intense and deep. I love this card. She is associated to all that is of the universe. She is the most spiritual of the deck. She is the most intense energy of the deck, and she has wisdom beyond. So the Moon energy, what's that saying, is associated, the Moon is associated to Cancer. And so this means often our Cancer energy can be very intense, and very intense in so many ways, with so much wisdom, and very psychic and very spiritual. These energies are very possible in a Cancer who has the energies of their Moon in proper upright position. Because in a reverse position, this energy, she's the bitch of all bitches, and she's difficult to be around. I know Cancers like that. I know Cancers that are sneaky. I know Cancers that lie. I know Cancers that are drama queens. I also know them to be loving and caring, wonderful mothers, great kitchen witches, super cooks, wonderful at catering to their families. And so, you know, she's a beautiful woman. A lot of Cancer women are beautiful as well, you know. So that is what I've shared with you today.